What's an unwritten rule everyone silently breaks, and what usually happens? The basket of guest-only mini chocolates in the break room is an unwritten challenge. Nobody really needs a Snickers at 10 a.m., but I swear if one person takes one, it's a domino effect. I snagged 2 yesterday, justifying it because I was working late. By noon, the entire basket was empty. Later, a client actually needed one, and Sarah from HR had to make an emergency convenience store run, muttering about office gremlins. Worth it. Everyone knows you don't dawdle at self-checkout when there's a line. Yet, there's always that person meticulously bagging each item or fumbling for exact change. I silently break it by sometimes taking an extra 20 seconds to perfectly arrange my produce. What happens? A symphony of exasperated sighs from behind, and a weird urgency to go faster next time to compensate, even though nobody actually said anything. It's a silent, self-imposed shame cycle. The library has that unspoken rule about phone calls, absolute zero tolerance. But sometimes life happens. I've done it, ducked into a quiet corner, hands cupped, whispering like a secret agent. Yeah, the cat threw up again. You think you're being discreet, but you're not. You always catch someone looking over their book, their expression a mix of annoyance and morbid curiosity. You just become the cat throw up guy for a minute. There's an unwritten rule that if you see someone shoplifting something small, like a candy bar or a cheap trinket from a big store, you just don't say anything. I saw a kid slip a granola bar into his pocket once. My immediate thought was, should I tell someone? But then the unspoken rule kicked in. I kept walking. Usually, nothing happens. No heroics, no drama. Just a moment of quiet, ethical wrestling, then total inaction. The unwritten rule of my gym. Once you shower and change into street clothes, you don't re-enter the main gym area. I forgot my headphones in my locker last week, so I snuck back in, looking like a total alien in my jeans among the sweaty activewear. Everyone did that slow head turn, judging silently. I just power walked, grabbed my stuff, and power walked out. Felt like I broke the biggest social taboo. When someone offers you food, especially if they cooked, the polite thing is to politely refuse if you're not hungry. No thank you, I'm full. The unwritten follow-up rule, however, is that if they insist just once more, are you sure? It's really good. You cave. Oh, okay, maybe just a tiny bit. What usually happens? You end up eating it all anyway and feeling secretly happy you did. Politeness almost cost me a delicious brownie. You know you shouldn't stare at people with visible differences or conditions. It's rude, but sometimes my brain just looks. I quickly glance away, of course, but there's that fleeting moment. I saw a man with a truly unique birthmark on his face the other day. I broke the rule just for a split second. He met my eyes. We both quickly looked away. The silent understanding that I was a jerk, and he's used to it. The shame is real. At a dinner party, the unwritten rule is to clean your plate to show appreciation for the host's cooking. I love my aunt, but her portions are legendary. Last Thanksgiving, I just couldn't finish the last bite of mashed potatoes. I left a tiny, pea-sized smear. The guilt was immense. I worried she'd think I didn't like it, but she never said anything. Usually, they don't even notice. We break it, and the world keeps turning, just with less food waste. Everyone knows a sick day isn't always about a fever. You wake up, dreading the pile of emails and meetings, feeling completely drained but not actually ill. Your throat might feel a tiny bit scratchy, just enough to justify it to yourself. You make the call, claim a mysterious 24-hour bug. HR says feel better, and you spend the day watching movies, maybe tackling a small chore. The guilt is fleeting because you know everyone else has pulled the exact same trick. It's a silent agreement. Some days your mind just needs a break too. The unwritten rule of the buffer stall in public restrooms. You walk in, see the first stall taken, the second one open, and without a second thought, you head straight for the third. It's about acoustics, privacy, a personal zone of comfort. Then, without fail, some absolute menace walks in, sees the first taken, ignores the second and third, and takes the fourth, throwing the whole delicate balance into chaos. Like, what kind of monster are you? We had a system. Those take one samples at the grocery store. Everyone knows you could take one, but if the person offering is distracted, or if you loop back around through a different aisle, one easily becomes 2 or 3, especially if it's the fancy cheese. The shame is brief, a tiny prickle, but the freebie high is very real. And honestly, the sample person probably gets paid by interaction, not depletion, so everyone wins, right? Don't look at me like that. The phrase, working from home, has a secret, widely understood translation. You're online, replying to emails, attending virtual meetings. But you're also doing laundry, running the dishwasher, maybe even making a fancy lunch. The line between work and life blurs beautifully. Management says flexibility is key, but they definitely don't mean you're getting your oil changed between calls. You just don't tell them. and they don't ask. It's a silent truce benefiting everyone's sanity. If a friend tells you, with glowing enthusiasm, to watch a specific TV show, the unwritten rule is that you actually watch it. You smile, nod, say, "Oh, I'll totally check that out." Then you completely forget, or start it, get bored after one episode, and just lie when they ask about it later. The lie feels bad for a second, but it's usually better than admitting you didn't like their passion project, or worse, that you forgot their recommendation entirely. The "my phone died" excuse. You're out. Someone you don't really want to talk to calls or texts. Instead of an awkward rejection or making up a reason, you just ignore it. Later, you claim your battery completely died. It's a universal social lubricant. Nobody ever pushes back because everyone knows it's often code for a "I didn't feel like it," and they've used it themselves 100 times. It's the polite way to avoid confrontation, a modern-day white lie. The unspoken rule of taking office supplies for home use. A pen here, a pad of sticky notes there, maybe a couple of paper clips. It starts small, then escalates to a stapler if yours broke at home, or a ream of printer paper. It's not stealing, it's balancing the scales. They make billions. I need a pen. You probably have enough corporate-branded pens to last a lifetime now, and your home desk suspiciously resembles a smaller version of your work cube. HR knows. That walk button at crosswalks. You press it. Maybe you press it twice, or 5 times. There's this tiny, irrational part of your brain that believes repeated presses somehow make the light change faster. You know it doesn't work that way. The light cycle is preset, probably on a timer, but you still do it every single time just in case. And when it finally changes, a tiny, triumphant voice in your head whispers, "See, it worked. My relentless button mashing made it happen." The unwritten rule of the parking lot. Always return your shopping cart to the designated corral. Everyone knows it. Everyone should do it. But come on, sometimes you just need to get in your car and go. So you roll a few feet, prop it against a curb, or worse, just leave it floating. What usually happens? Nothing. Someone else, often an employee, bless their souls, eventually round it up. Once though, I left mine blocking an empty space. Came back 10 minutes later to a note on my windshield. "Your car just dinged my car. Next time, be a human." Ouch. The pizza box is down to its final glorious slice. It's been sitting there for a good 10 minutes, a silent challenge in the office break room. The unwritten rule. Never take the last one without at least asking if anyone wants it. But sometimes hunger wins. You just grab it, scarf it down, and pretend you arrived exactly after the last piece was gone. What usually happens? A few disgruntled glances, maybe a sarcastic, "Oh, looks like someone was hungry," but no real confrontation. Unless it was my slice. Then it's personal. Be honest. When was the last time you actually scrolled through an entire end-user license agreement or privacy policy before clicking agree? The unwritten rule is that you should know what you're consenting to. The reality? We all just hit accept without a second thought. What usually happens? Absolutely nothing. Your app works, your software installs, and you've unknowingly given a random company permission to use your firstborn's name in a marketing campaign. Or, just collect data. It's a gamble we all take every single day. That little cardboard sign on the hotel door handle is supposed to be absolute law. Do not disturb. Housekeeping should respect it implicitly. But sometimes you're just dying for fresh towels or more coffee, and you've been out all morning. So you quietly take it down, walk out, and hope they interpret it as you just leaving. What happens? Usually nothing. They clean your room. Once I came back to find the sign still on my door, but a fresh set of towels neatly folded on the chair outside. The message was clear. The barista asks, "How are you?" The unwritten rule. You say, "Fine, thanks," and return the pleasantry. It's a greeting, not an invitation to therapy. But sometimes you just break. You're having a truly awful day or an incredibly exciting one, and you actually answer. What usually happens? A brief deer-in-headlights look from the barista, an awkward, I hope your day gets better," and a quick transition back to coffee. One time, though, I vented about a flat tire, and the barista actually gave me a free pastry. Totally worth the awkwardness. Movie theater popcorn prices are a crime against humanity. The unwritten rule? You buy your snacks there, or you don't eat. Everyone, and I mean everyone, breaks this. I perfected the art of the purse stash, the hoodie pocket cram, the strategic jacket drape. What usually happens? You save $20, enjoy your proper candy, and get away scot-free. Occasionally, a rogue skittle will escape and roll loudly during a quiet scene, eliciting glares. Once, an usher actually checked my bag for some reason. My heart pounded. He found nothing but my wallet. Close call. The communal office microwave. A place of dreams and silent furies. The unwritten rule is you clear the timer when you're done. Specifically, you hit clear after stop, not just stop, and leave 001 glaring at the next person. We all know it. Yet, almost daily, there it sits, 001. What usually happens? The next person sighs, rolls their eyes, and hits clear themselves. Nobody ever says anything. It's a silent, shared act of minor frustration. Though once, I swear someone actually cooked for 1 second, just to spite the timer lever. Legend. Look, I know what the little red man means. Don't walk. The unwritten rule is you wait patiently, even if there's not a single car for a mile. But the bigger, unspoken rule? If the coast is truly clear, and you can cross safely without endangering yourself or anyone else, you just go. What happens? You get where you're going maybe 30 seconds faster. You feel a tiny, rebellious thrill. Once a police officer saw me do it, just shrug and kept walking. It was the ultimate validation. We all know it's a rule meant to be bent, just a little. We've all done it. That text comes through, ETA. You glance at the alarm clock, heart sinking. You're definitely not on your way. You're barely even awake. The shower needs running, coffee needs brewing, clothes need choosing. You type out a quick, just pulling out of the driveway now, knowing you're about to sprint through your routine, only to arrive 20 minutes late, blaming traffic or a sudden errand. Everyone knows you're lying, and everyone pretends to believe you. The office pen, a mythical creature, rarely seen when truly needed. You're in a meeting, frantically searching your bag, pockets everywhere. You need to jot down something critical. Your eyes scan the table and land on Brenda's desk, conveniently vacant. A lonely big pen lies there. It practically begs to be used. You snatch it, make your notes, and then it just disappears into your bag. It's a silent understanding. Everyone borrows pens, few ever return them. Brenda will find another, probably one you borrowed from someone else last week. The sniff test is an Olympic sport we all secretly train for. It's Tuesday. You wore that shirt on Sunday, only for a few hours. It passed the initial armpit check. Okay, what about the back? A quick discreet sniff. No visible stands. No offensivo though. Laundry day is still days away. You pull it back on. Nobody will know. The unwritten rule. Your clothes are always pristine, freshly laundered. The broken rule. They just need to be acceptable, passing the subjective sniff test of shame and convenience. And usually, nobody notices a thing. You're at a thrift store, eyeing that perfect vintage jacket. Someone else grabs it first. Damn, but wait, what if it's super expensive? You casually walk past, pretending to browse the rack next door. A quick, almost imperceptible flick of the wrist as they're distracted, and you've got eyes on the tag. Ah, $20. Decent. Now you know whether to be disappointed or just move on. It's an unspoken negotiation of value, played out in silent judgments and quick glances. Nobody ever calls anyone out because we're all doing it. The delicate dance of the workplace follow-up email. You sent that crucial report 3 days ago. Crickets. You can't just say, answer me, damn it. That's rude. So you craft a masterpiece. Just wanted to circle back on the report I sent Tuesday, hoping it landed okay in your inbox. It's not about whether it landed okay. You know it did. It's about prompting action without actually prompting action. They'll either pretend they just saw it or apologize for the delay. Mission accomplished, dignity intact, and the passive-aggressive score sheet updated. That little velvet rope, the stern do not touch sign. You're staring at an ancient artifact, perfectly preserved behind glass. But then there's that one statue just outside the rope, begging for a human connection. Its texture, is it smooth? Rough? You glance around. No guards, no watchful eyes. A quick, almost involuntary brush of a finger against the cool marble. A fleeting, forbidden connection to history. You pull your hand back immediately, a phantom sensation lingering, and walk away pretending nothing happened.